Hey, today I want to show you my updated Roma Gyaru makeup look. I feel as though Roma Gyaru looks are more simple compared to like Himikaji or something like that, especially more simple compared to Hime Gyaru. I've already put on my concealer, but that's about it. I did my skincare as well. I always do your skincare before your makeup, but you know that. I did my nails like a couple days ago and they've already started chipping off, so like please ignore that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fix it or take it off. Look how gross that is. Can you see it like peeling up on the edges? This one's just gone. This is why I can't have long nails, because I play the piano and they get so chipped. Okay, so I'm gonna use these palettes from Too Faced. This is from their Christmas cookie collection. I don't know, they have a million collections. And I also have this Jeffree Star Cremated palette, which I use a lot. This is where I keep my brushes. There's a little bra strap in here. So I've been using Fenty Beauty for the base. My contour stick is the Amber Suede color. It's supposed to be kind of cool toned, but I don't think it's very cool toned at all. It feels so warm on my skin. Okay, 3 different eyeliners. These 2 are brushes, and this one is a felt tip. These 2 I bought because they're very small. I went onto Amazon and I typed like ultra fine eyeliner, ultra thin eyeliner, and then I realized that in the product description they measure the thinness of the brush, so I bought literally the smallest ones I could find. This is the smallest one. This is Heroin Make Smooth Liquid Eyeliner. Maybe that's the brand name, Heroin Make. Heroin like superhero, not heroin like... Anyway. This one, the felt tip is called the Super Slim, and it is by L'Oreal Paris. Like, that one's kind of easy to find. This one is really thick. This one's so thick that I only use it for the top. I can't use it for the bottom. This is NYX Epic Incliner. Be careful with this because I bought the black one and it gave me really swollen eyelids. But the brown seems okay. I also have it in white and I used to use it for my waterline, and then my eyes started swelling, so I stopped doing that because I don't think it's very good for you. I already did my concealer, so. So I have the contour on my nose and it kind of makes a little triangle. This is from like a Marilyn Monroe makeup tutorial and I stole it because I really like it. And then I like to use the brush to work my contour in. I use my fingers for my concealer because I think it looks better. But if I use my fingers for my contour, the contour seems to disappear, and like that kind of defeats the point of having contour. See how warm it looks? I don't know. It seems to go better as like the day goes on. Also, when I put powder on top of it, it looks better, but once I put the eyes on, the nose won't look so dirty. It really looks dirty. No, I held this one up too, but I'm using this one. Listen carefully. I'm gonna explain this one time and then I'm just gonna do it. And as long as I don't talk throughout the whole process of doing it, I'm just going to like show it to you really quickly. So we're gonna start. These are all the brushes that I use. This one here is double-sided. There's 2 of them are double-sided. I'm stupid. So it's a lot of brushes. Okay, so first we're gonna use this brush. And we're gonna take the light shade and that's gonna go on the inner corners, top and bottom. Just there. And then later we're also gonna use it here to make a little triangle facing out. That's also from a Marilyn Monroe tutorial. I stole it. It's mine now. That's how it works. It's mine. I stole it, I took it, and now it's mine. I'm gonna use this bigger fluffy brush with this shade and also this one, but this one first and a little bit, you know how it goes. And I'm gonna make some like definition, like some shadow, and I'm gonna start drawing the droop. When I do my droop, this is also taken from a Marilyn Monroe makeup tutorial, but like exaggerated. So Marilyn Monroe makeup, it has this straight line that goes this way, like down, which is so similar to Gyaru makeup. So I'm taking that line and I'm just exaggerating it, right? And I'm gonna do that with this brush, which is also the brush I use for my eyebrows. And lately I've been using this for my eyebrows. So I'm gonna draw that line, right? I'm gonna exaggerate it. I'm gonna have all that other shadow from the big fluffy brush around it. And then I'm going to draw the bottom lashes onto that line. And initially I used to use the super thin brush eyeliner, but lately I've been using this one, and even when you mess it up, it still looks pretty good. When you mess up the other one, you can really tell. This seems to be easier because it's felt tip, and as long as you have confidence when you're drawing them, they come out like really nice. So now that I've said that, I'm definitely going to mess it up. So you You are not only allowed to laugh at me, you are encouraged to laugh at me when I do mess that up. It is better than the other one. When you get it right, even when you get it wrong, it doesn't look as bad as when you get the other one wrong. So like, I am loving this one. And also this eyeliner is way easier to find and buy because it's L'Oreal. Like when you're putting on like what feels like 5 pounds of makeup every day to wear gal makeup, it starts to matter like how expensive your eyeliner is. Things I've learned. Already I look a million times better. Thank you so much, Brooklyn. I was trying to remember who told me that, who told me to do my eyebrows. Thank you, Brooklyn. You're the best. Seriously. You saved my life, Brooklyn. Changed my life. Look at this man. Look at this disgruntled orange man. He doesn't know he's orange because he can't see color. And isn't that so funny? I forgot, I stopped telling you what I was gonna do. Right. So I'm gonna draw the line on the bottom of the droop. I'm not gonna use eyeliner for the droop. I'm just gonna use powder. I'm gonna draw the lashes on. I'm gonna put powder on top of the lashes that I've drawn on. And then for the top, it's gonna be very simple. It's like that light color in the inner corner. And then we're gonna use like a medium shade. I haven't decided which one on here. And then from here, we're gonna start building up darker brown until we eventually use the angle brush to put on, well, we'll also put on some regular eyeliner on the top, and then we'll use the angle brush to put on the final layer of powder. If you've noticed my accent is a little weird, it's because I've used TikTok like for a couple of years now, and TikTok is amazing because it shows me Australians, and I'm Australian, even though like you wouldn't really know that because I've been in Canada for so long, and I usually sound like an American, which is weird. I have like a California accent, but I am Australian, and it shows me Australians, which makes my accent come back. With the eyeliner only on the outside because I am of like British descent. Like I'm English, so my eyes are really close together. So I do not put anything in the middle. That is not for people like me. That is for people with wide space. The eyes are on the front, which means I'm a predator. The eyes are on the side, you're a prey animal. Yeah, if I put the eyeliner too close in the middle, I look really stupid. So it only goes on the outside. I'm gonna draw the wing downwards, but I'm gonna actually try to keep it straight. I've been trying to keep it straight. And the goal is to leave a gap between the upper eyeliner and the lower eyeliner. And that's where we'll, at the very end, the last thing, I'll put that light color in there again to make the little triangle. And then we'll pop on the lashes. All good. Maybe blush. I've been kind of off blush lately, but I might need some. I look very, very pale. The light is very close to me. I've been bleaching for almost 2 years. And my hair broke off. Not all over, just in the back and the sides. So I have like pieces of hair that were like 3 inches long, while the rest of it is like quite long. I mean, you can't see right now because it's curled, but my hair is actually getting quite long. So I had a couple options. Ah, it got right in my eye. Wow, what a shock when I'm like pushing it into my eyeball. So I had options, and I decided to go with I'm sorry I kicked you. I didn't mean to kick you. I could cut it all off. Like I could cut all of it short to kind of like match. Or I could just like forget that I had seen it and pretend I didn't know about it. And like anytime anybody mentioned it, I would have to like pretend it was the first time I was hearing about it. I've done that before. That actually works really well if you're like intoxicated most of the time that other people see you. But I'm not anymore, so I don't think that would work. I don't think I could get away with it anymore. I did successfully use that one. So normally in the past, when this has happened to me, I just cut all the hair off. Because I'm like, oh, whatever, can't be bothered. It's just hair, it grows back. And it does, but I'm starting to get old. And I'm like, I don't want to have short hair. I've had short hair because of this exact reason so many times in my life. And there's nothing against short hair. It's just, if you have short hair, it shouldn't be against your will. I just found a trauma wound. Whoopsies, take that one to therapy. I'm just realizing right now that a lot of this is related to the time my mom cut my hair off. Fun story. When I was in grade 6, how old are you in grade 6? Are you like 12, 11? I don't remember. Anyway, I had like kind of long hair, like longish hair, and my hair is always curly. I actually have quite wavy curly hair. It's right in between wavy and curly, so like depending on how you wash it, you can like sway it either way. My mother always had very straight hair. Lots of fights came from her not knowing how to care for my hair, and then I painfully learned how to care for curly hair. This was in the 90s, before we had really like good access to the internet, so that you can just go to Google and type like how to care for curly hair. Like there was no curly girl method, okay? So like painstakingly through like trial and error, I learned that like you have to brush the hair when it's wet, you can't brush it dry, you have to be careful about how you let it set when it's drying, you can't like tie it up or anything because it'll get like the little thing in it, and you should do something with it while you sleep. So I learned all that stuff, and like eventually I got it looking okay, but my mother would still like force me to comb it or brush it before I went out and left the house, which would make it into a big frizz ball. So I got bullied constantly for having a big fro. One time it was right before, oh no, this would have been grade 7. This was grade 7 because it was right before grade 7 graduation. So that's like kind of a big deal when you're in that grade. She's doing her usual daily routine of like beating me with the hairbrush. Like I didn't know until I was an adult and I was brushing my hair in front of my friends, and I was like, it was hurting really bad because I was brushing very aggressively, and I was doing that, and I didn't realize until one of them was like, what the hell are you doing? Like fucking stop it. Like, and they showed me how to like brush it like normally. I thought that was how we brushed a hair. I thought it always hurt. It doesn't always hurt. If you brush your hair correctly, it doesn't hurt. But no, this was like the daily routine. Twice a day she would tack me with the hairbrush. And I was crying because it really hurt this day. It was like extra bad. So I was crying, so she went and got the scissors and just cut it all off. It's about here. Then I went to school the next day and told everybody that it was intentional. The worst thing that's come from therapy so far. I can't get along with people who don't have capital T trauma. I mean, I can be nice to them. That's where it ends. I can't be close with them. They always say dumb shit. Pisses me off. There's nothing quite as weird as being a person with capital T trauma listening to a person with little t trauma try to relate to you. It's a horrible experience because you don't want to invalidate them, but I mean, they're kind of invalidating you. This is a horrible story. Horrible story hour. It's horrible story hour, I guess. This is a horrible story. I had a friend. I had a friend. She's not my friend anymore. Wait, I can't talk while I do this part. And I can't do it on camera or I will fuck it up. This is the eye before. Here's my felt tip. Before I use this, I actually like draw on my mirror with it just to make sure it's working. There it is. So I pull the skin out just a little bit and I go foo, 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 like fairly fast. You don't want to hesitate. And don't get too cocky either because it's the second one that's hard. The first one's easy, but then the second one is like really hard, especially if you want them to be even. Also, don't touch them up. Like right now, I'm really tempted to make this side thicker. Don't do that. What we're gonna do now, the end of this one, and I'm gonna use this fairly dark brown, and I'm gonna tap it on. See, it's looking less cartoony, right? More real. Okay, so I had a friend. Let me tell you this horrible story about this horrible friend. I used to have a weird friend group. We used to go to raves together. Lovely people, most of them. I quite love them still. It's very complicated. But this one girl in particular. Let me try to make this really brief so it becomes less embarrassing for her, even though I don't know if it possibly could be less embarrassing for her, because this is like horribly embarrassing. Like this is part of the reason I couldn't be her friend anymore, which is really intense because she had done a lot of very messed up things to me that I definitely should have cut her off for. But this was the one. This was the reason I cut her off, essentially. And I lied and told everybody else it was something else. But no, it was this. We were sitting in her bedroom and there was like, I don't know, like 4 of us, including her, and the 3 of us were kind of venting to each other and opening up, being vulnerable about times we had been, sucks that you can't say this, like this is actually like feral, that you can't even say these words on YouTube without getting in trouble, but like, this is like, oh, it makes me so mad, don't even get me started. We were talking about times we've been SA'd, right? This girl starts crying, like sobbing, like bawling, we're like, oh my god, oh, she's got a story too and she hasn't told anyone, and like, okay, we're all getting ready to like be there for her, whatever. Do you know what she says? You're not gonna guess what she says. You're not gonna guess. Try and guess what she says. And if you guessed it, oh my god, I feel for you, because like that means somebody said it to you, and like, oh. So it made me want to vomit. Even when I think about it now, I want to vomit. I might actually, no, I'm kidding. She says, I feel so ugly because nobody's ever done that to me. Bawling, sobbing in a room with 3 girls who are also like lightly crying about and like bonding over our experience, which is kind of fucked up. Like whatever. That's not what trauma bonding is, by the way. I know some people say like that's what trauma bonding over your trauma. Trauma bonding is bonding with an abuser because of the experience you've gone through. Fuck that girl. Fuck her. She is such a horrible person. That's so ugly. That, ironically, that's what made her ugly. Because ugly is inside. Whew, look at that. Oh my god. You know what got that eye looking so good? Pure rage. Pure rage. I look like a Muppet from this angle. I look like a fucking Muppet. That's the eye shape. That's all. Okay, so now you can see the droop shape is starting to like appear. If your eyes already turned down, like you don't have to work this hard to get a droop. Like you're gonna have to tailor your eye makeup to your eye shape. My eyes just slightly turn up, so it's like quite difficult for me to get them to droop enough. I should tell you a happy story. Wait, no, I said it was horrible story hour. Horrible story hour. I don't have any more horrible stories. Oh, I do have a horrible story. I've got a horrible story for you. I've got one more horrible story. My cat eats vomit. And we didn't know until we saw him doing it. So now if you hear a cat vomiting, you have to run. Because previously we would hear the vomiting and would go to clean it and there's no vomit. And we're like, oh, he was just gagging. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Okay, so with the mascara, you just thin coats, 2 coats, but let them dry in between. And then you want to put it just here on the bottom. Don't bother about there. If you do have long lashes on the side here, I don't. Mine are actually like all gone and I don't know why they've gone. They've literally disappeared. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but they're like blonde and they're tiny. And I've been using like a growth serum and I'm taking pills to grow my hair. And like it seems to make your eyebrows and your eyelashes grow too, but like they're gone. They're bald. They're like fucking bald there. But like here they're quite long. So like if you do have long lashes on there, take the mascara and you kind of just like touch the very ends of them. Don't put it right at the top because you're gonna lose your droop effect. So like just like that, and that also makes this look more real. You can see the difference between like this eye where I've put the mascara on. They look like real bottom lashes, right? This doesn't look real. I don't wear circle lens because I don't go anywhere. If I did actually go places, I would probably wear circle lens because I feel like they're a going out thing. I love circle lens, but I don't think you need them. Maybe I have large eyes too, I don't even know. All right, this is where I like to take a break. I'm gonna go eat something, so I'm hungry now. How long have I been doing this for? If this is your first time seeing like gal makeup be put on, oh my god, hi, hello, thank you for choosing me. But also you should know, this is really intense. Like it takes a long time. Like the first few times that I did gal makeup, sorry, I just turned my mirror light off. The first few times I did gal makeup, it took hours. And I feel like now I can get it done in an hour, but I split it in half. I get a better result if I take a break halfway through, so take a break. There's my finished makeup look. I also added just some lipstick, but nothing fancy there. Oh, and my hair is still setting. It's gonna be wild today.